Mistress. Hi, teachers. Today we're going to take a look at the Make Believes Comics website. This website can be used to create comic strips for your lessons. Let's go to Google. So first, type the words Make Believes Comic. Then select the first option, Make Believes Comics. And there we go, we are on the website. Now you could use Make Believes Comics to introduce a lesson or even bring across a topic. Now it would be best to have an account with Make Believes Comics so that you can save all your comic strips. If you don't have an account, you can still use the website and then print your comic strip that you have completed. There are many startup comic strip ideas available on the website for you to choose from and build on. In order to create an account, you would go to Create Comics, then move your mouse down to Comic Strip Starters and select Original Comic Strip Starters. So the website does provide you with instructions on how to create your account, how to create a comic strip. There are many instructions available on the website. There are also a section available for teachers where it gives you ideas as to how to incorporate comic strips in your lesson plans. Okay, so these are the startup panels that they provide you with. All you have to do is click on any panel that you'd like to work on. All right, let's choose this one. Now, once it takes you to this page, you'll see the various options. So we're going to look at signing up for Make Believes Comics. So on your right-hand side, you have Start Over, Print, Email, Sign in to Save Online. So you would select this option, Sign in to Save Online. And then you would go down to Register. So once you select register, it will give you the option to create your account. I already have an account, so I don't have to register. All I would do is select login. Once you select login, you get this pop-up window that shows you all the comic strips that you have created and that you have saved online. So far I have 3 comic strips saved online. And I can click on any one of them to go to that comic strip and edit the comic strip or even print or email the comic strip. So here's an example. I'm going to select trial. And then you select load comic. And there you go. It takes you to the comic strip that you were working on. Okay, let's create a comic strip together. All right, so to create a comic strip, you would go to Create Comics. There are many options here, but for today, we're going to use Comic Strip Starters and then select Original Comic Strip Starters. Okay, so you can read the instructions for further details, and then you would scroll down to the list of panels that you can choose from. All right, so we're going to work with this one here. So you just click on the one that you'd like to work on. Okay, there we go. So they start you off with one panel, and if you'd like more panels, you would go right here and click on the plus sign. It does state that the maximum number of panels will be 18. So click on the plus sign, and then you're given a new panel. Okay, so you can edit your panels by selecting the options below. So you have pet word starters, COVID-19 comics diary, all comic starters, characters, balloons and prompts, and many more. Okay, so for my first panel, I'm going to add another character. So I would select characters. Okay, so the character that I'm going to add is, let's see. All right, let's use this scientist. So you just click on the character that you'd like to add. All right, so once you click on the character, they provide you with different pose for the character. So it says choose a pose. I am going to select this one. Okay, so it went to the second panel right here, but I want this character to be added to the first panel. So what I can do is click on the character, and then I would click the delete option. Click on the character and it's removed. So I want to add him to the first panel. So I would click on the first panel, and then I would select the character, and there you go, he's added to the first panel. Okay, now that I have my second character in my first panel, I'm going to fit them to my screen, or fit them to my panel. So in order to move the characters around or any objects around in your panel, you would select the menu option, move, and then you click on whichever object you'd like to move. So let me select move, and then I'll move the lady, and I can select move again, and then I'll be able to move the dialog box. Now they are too big for the panel or for my idea that I have, so I would select scale. So scale allows you to maximize or minimize the object or the character. So you click on scale, click on the character, and then this will allow you to make them smaller or bigger if you'd like. So, all right. Then I'd like to move her again, so I would select move, and there we go. Now let's do the same for the scientist. I'm going to make him smaller. Then I'm going to move him. All right, so let me also move the dialogue. All right, there we go. So I've adjusted my characters. Now I'd like to change what she is saying. Alright, so you just click on the dialog box or the dialog balloon and delete or edit the words. So my dialog box is too small for these words, so I can make it bigger by selecting scale. Or I can change the dialog box because the words are not fitting. I can change the dialog box by scrolling down to my options below. So I would select back. And select back once more. And then I would go to balloons and prompts. And then I can choose to add a bigger balloon. All right, so let me just remove the words from this one. Alrighty. Oops. Then I'll paste it here. Remove the other words. Paste it here. All right, there we go. It's fit. All right, so then I'll delete the smaller box by selecting the delete option. Now I want to move the dialog, so I'll just select move, and then I'm going to make it smaller. All right, there we go. So remember, you would go to your menu, select what you'd like to do, whether to move or scale, and then you select the option, the object that you'd like to move or reduce the size of, or increase the size. And there we go. So she says, "Hi, Mr. Jones. We were told you are working on the cure for COVID. Tell us some more." Now I want him to say something. So let me add this. Let me see which one to add. Okay, I'm going to add this dialog balloon. All right, so to move it, I click on move, and then I click on the object, and then I can move it there. All right, I'm going to move this one over a little bit. So click on move, and then just move it over a little. Click on move again, and then this can be moved. Okay, so he's going to say, "I have no time to talk." Then I'm going to move on to my second, oh no, I'm going to add some background here. So let me go to background to see what options are available. So select back, And then here we are, backgrounds. All right, so let me see which one would fit best. Okay. All right, so I'm going to select this one. All right, so to move around my background, I would select the option move, and there we go. And I can make it larger by selecting scale and then increasing it. All right, so there we go. Okay, so let's move on to our second panel. So click on your second panel. Then I'm going to add the same characters, but with a different pose. So I would go back to characters and search for them. Here she is. All right, so let's use this one. Then I'll go back again and then search for characters. All right, so here he is. This. I'll select this one. All right, now let's move them around. So I'll select move and then I'll click on her. But I don't want her to be facing that way, so I want her to be flipped. So you would go back to your menu option and then select flip. So there we are, flip, and then I can turn her around. Right, so I'd like to flip him as well, so I can just click on him. Now let's move him. There we go. I'm going to decrease their size. So select scale, and then I can make her smaller. All right, I can make the scientist smaller as well. Here we go. Now let's move them. So click on move, and then you can do this and this. All right, now let's add our dialogue. Go back, and select dialogue. All right, let's select this one for her. There we go. No, I'd like a smaller one, so I'm going to delete that one. So I select delete and click on it. There we go, it's gone. So this is the one that I want. Right, there we go. Then I'm going to add my words. This one is too small. Right, so I'll remove the words and choose this one then. And I'm going to delete the smaller one. So I'm going to make it smaller. All right, there we go. And then I'm going to move it. Okay, so let's add his words. All right, let's use this one, then move it. No, all right, let me delete that one. Delete. All right, and add this one. So his words are going to be okay. Okay, so he's going to say, my partner and I have been working hard on the cure. Yes, we have it. All right, so I'm going to make his dialogue box smaller. So I select scale and then click on it. Then I can reduce the size. There we go. Then I'd like to move it. So I'll select move. Then I can move it there. Then I'm going to add a background, or I'm going to add the same background. So then I'll go to backgrounds and click on that. Nope, I'd like it here. So I click. There seems to be some technical difficulties with the first background that I selected, which is this one. So which is this one right here. So I am going to have to change it and select another background. So I'm going to go with this one. So there we go. So let me just adjust this one. Right. Then I'm going to move it around a bit just to fit my panel. And then let me move her back here and he can stand right there. Okay, so for your background, yes, you can indeed reuse your background in your other panels. So I'm going to reuse it on my second panel. There we go. So you just click on the second panel and then click on the background that you'd like to place there. So let me just adjust the background. So I would select scale to make it bigger or smaller. And then I would just select move to move around my characters and the objects. So there we go. So this is my startup comic. Now, if I want to add another panel, I would select the plus sign once more, and then I can go ahead and adjust it, add any more ideas. Now, this can be used for the students to build on or write a story on it to decide on the outcome of the comic strip. Now, if I'd like to save this, once you have an account, you can save it online by selecting the save option right here. But before you save it, you have to add your name or name the comic. So it says name your comics. So let's name it The Cure. And then you have to enter author's name. So I would write Senorita R. Houston. And then I can go ahead and select save. All right, comic saved online. Now, if I'd like to start over, I can select that option, or I can select view all saved comics. And there you go. Now I have four comics. If you'd like to email it or print it, you can do so as well.